Hey guys, I'm Rachel Hubbard and I work with Shop 56. This presentation is on leadership, and I chose to talk about a man that was definitely not liked by most of the world. But nobody can fight and argue about the fact that he was a great leader. This man once said, "Those who want to live, let them fight. And those who do not want to fight in this world of eternal struggle do not deserve to live."
Du meine Arbeit für richtig hältst, ob du glaubst, dass ich fleißig gewesen bin, dass ich gearbeitet habe, dass ich mich in diesen Jahren für dich eingesetzt habe, dass ich anständig meine Zeit verwendet habe im Dienste meines Volkes. Gib du jetzt deine Stimme ab. Wenn ja, dann tritt für mich ein, so wie ich für dich eingetreten bin.
If you couldn't tell by the voice who I was talking about, the man I chose to do this leadership presentation on is none other than Adolf Hitler, born April 20th, 1889, in Braunau am Inn, Austria. He grew up the fourth of six children and clashed very frequently with his emotionally harsh father. From an early age, he showed interest in German nationalism, and keep in mind, this ended up being his motivating force going through life. As a kid, Hitler wanted a career in the fine arts, but his dad did not approve. His dad wanted him to follow in his footsteps and be a civil servant. But Hitler had bigger plans for his life, I would say. After his father died in 1903, he applied to art school. He was rejected from the Vienna Art Academy twice. And after his mother died in 1907, he decided that he was going to move to Vienna and try to make a career out of making and selling his art. While he was in Vienna, he became very interested in politics, and that is where he developed a lot of the ideas that were going to shape his ideology moving through life. In 1913, he moved to Munich and volunteered in the reserve infantry regime. Germany's defeat in World War I made Hitler believe that the reason why they lost was due to the unpatriotic traitors that were sitting at home. And that helped set the stage for his rise ultimately in the end. He was so obsessed with race and ethnic purity, he saw a natural order that put the Aryan race on top above anybody else. So when he returned to Munich after World War I ended, he came back as an intelligent officer and joined the German Workers' Party, or the DAP, which he later renamed the National Socialist Albert. I'm not even going to try to butcher that anymore, but the NSDAP, which would often be abbreviated as Nazi. Hitler was then later arrested for treason and sentenced to 9 months in prison, where he wrote his political manifesto, Mein Kampf, which lays out his plan for transforming the German society into one that was ultimately going to be fueled based on race. By March 1933, the Enabling Act was passed, and that gave full power to Hitler. And by that July, the government passed a law stating that the Nazi Party constituted the only political party in Germany. This man was on top. He ended up being Chancellor of Germany and the leader of the Nazi Party for a full 12 years. And keep in mind, Hitler's plan was for this to last forever. In a sense, he wanted to control Germany and take over the rest of the world and have the Aryan nation rule. He saw his destiny as the savior of the German nation, and in his mind, he had achieved that. he used indoctrination and brainwashing, whether it be from propaganda, his speeches, or whatever, to get an entire country to follow his rule and understand and figure out his beliefs, you know? This man was not a good human being at all. He was responsible for the murder of over 11 million people. Like, by no means was he a good man, but if you look at the power that he had to get thousands and thousands of people to follow him, to listen to his words, to believe him and trust him, like that takes such good leadership. And that's why I chose him, because even though he did terrible things, he knew how to lead his people. And in the end, in a sense, that's kind of what it's about. All good leaders have something in them that gets to where they connect with people on a level. And Hitler found a way to do that with race and making people believe that the Aryan way was the only way. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. I hope it was kind of informative. There's so much information that I would have liked to share, but only so much time to do it. Either way, I appreciate it. Thanks so much and have a great night.